regular basis cruise. I think got kicked out of San Francisco. But if in the cruise data, there was a lot of interventions going on. I suspect Waymo's doing a lot of interventions. So yeah, but there's a safety driver watching this remote, I believe. Controlled grid with the remote drivers like the other people have. If somebody knows about this, by the way, can they send us information? Send me a picture. I'll keep it on the DL. I won't reveal sources of who these remote drivers are, what their setup looks like. I'm very curious to understand how the remote drivers work for Waymo and Cruise.
Can they park the car?
They can take the car with a joystick, is my understanding, and move it around a garbage can in the middle of the street, Chamath.
Wow.
And that might be the future of this. Like, let's say 10 or 15%. Let's say 10% of the time it needs an intervention. 1 an hour, 2 an hour. Having some remote person forever watching 10 videos concurrently and looking for moments to do this.
It's incredible.
Cruise workers intervened to help the company's cars every 2.5 to 5 miles, according to a New York Times article.
The future is autonomous. Interventions that happen where the car is simply, like, I don't know, gets stuck down a one-way street where with a crazy construction situation, but in which case it'll basically phone home and say, help, I'm stuck. And then I think we can probably solve a lot of these things just by, remoting into the car and kind of like steering it like a giant RC car. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I think we'll do. Thank you.
New era we're entering in. From eVTOLs, drones, autonomous vehicles, to space travel, we're in a global race to out-innovate and out-compete the rest of the world.
Texas is developing a statewide plan for intelligent infrastructure economic zones to enhance safety, resiliency, and accelerating the adoption of intelligent and autonomous systems, turning Texas into the state of the future.
It's going to be coming, and I didn't see any reason why Texas shouldn't be at the forefront of it.
Yeah, and
Texas really is becoming the leading innovation state in the United States, and autonomous vehicles are coming very rapidly in the state of Texas.
And at the same time, we're working on building out, digital infrastructure to provide a backbone of that across the entirety of the state.
The status of a traffic light, for example, there's no need for that to be inferred. I mean, we're going to use how much compute to look at the light and determine whether it's red or green. That's a state machine. It's either red or green, and that can be known. And so you could, as you build these intelligent systems, start to have the state of different things, and which could include, road openings and road closures and construction work that's going on and traffic and all kind of other things that should be built into the system as well. So I do think a national kind of standard could be great.
You want to win in this industry. And I think the U.S. really needs to look at this and take a step back and say, listen, China is competing the living hell out of us around the rest of the world. How do we innovate and win? And it's going to be on the tech side. And this high-speed travel is really sort of the core and what the sort of the utility of the industry needs to deliver to folks. And it is how you get GDP growth. I mean, we could get into a whole discussion here. It's how you get GDP growth out of this 2 to 4% band in this discussion we keep getting stuck in.
And then the really big one that I think is really going to be revolutionary is the nexus of humans and machines. So figuring out how to optimize the integration of humans and machines. So it's a tech, it's a big, autonomy is kind of the center of gravity of that problem, but not to replace humans with robots.
Vehicles required roads, the internet required backbone networks. Intelligent and autonomous systems, Industry 4.0, requires a dense, secure, and resilient intelligent infrastructure.